And we're red at 4:31.
Okay. We'll open this meeting of April 2nd, 2015. Let the record show that Selectman Fogg and Selectman Scanlon are on their way. They'll be here shortly. We can do the minutes.
Make a motion to bring the minutes of March 19th, 2015 to the floor for discussion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Could we identify Arthur DeMoss, right up at the guest part of this? Could we identify Arthur DeMoss as the Assistant Director of Public Works?
My pen.
Thank you very much.
Right here.
And I don't know if you all want the minutes reviewed paragraph included from now on.
You know, I was just going to say I kind of like that myself,
What was your question?
if you wanted this, how we actually amended or changed the minutes. I kind of like it. But it's probably something that's a pain for you, right?
Well, no, because that's how I use,
I see.
either cut or paste or whatever, just,
What does GMG stand for?
or GMB. That's my initials.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'd like to correct that G to a B.
And I think Gerlach is G-U-R or G-E-R?
GER.
Is it G-E-R?
Grislack?
No, Gerlach,
Oh, that.
G-E-R-L-A-C-H.
Yep.
Right, GER. You have it right in the correction portion of it. We're not looking at the rest of it because you've already corrected it, correct? No, I didn't catch this under, where it says, Selectman Constantino reported the DES smoking issue at the DPW garage needs to be resolved by a written response. Shouldn't we have some type of
Explanation.
explanation to that they were cited first, and then it needs to be resolved?
Okay.
Because I don't think that was discussed at this table. I can't recall discussing the smoking thing. I knew about it, but
You got the letter.
well, I knew
Well, I
all
don't think
about
we-
it, but I don't
But
think we
at a
talked
Board of
about it here.
Selectmen's meeting, I don't believe that we discussed in public the
Smoke.
the letter that cited them for smoking. But that's what, I wouldn't have said this unless we got a letter that cited them for doing it. It kind of just puts it
Yeah.
out there as other.
It doesn't come as out of a vacuum.
Right. Let's go. Okay, any other corrections or additions, concerns on the March 19th?
I'm still reading a little bit. I should have done this earlier, but give me just a second. Second?
All those in favor of?
Aye.
Yes.
Okay. Aye. Okay.
We could move up public input.
Okay.
That's a nobody showed up again joke.
In the past, the past boards have asked that Catherine has been Justice of the Peace and Notary Public. Do we want to have Gail go through the process and get the Notary Public and Justice of the Peace
Yes, if
as
she's
well?
willing, I think.
What does it cost?
$75 each.
Now, Joyce is a Justice of the Peace and a Notary Public?
No, she's a,
Non-vote.
you're both,
And is Cindy a Justice of the Peace and a Notary Public?
yes.
So we have two in Town Hall currently?
Kim is a notary.
Kim
So
is a notary.
we have three notaries. Not that I begrudge
If one is-
Gail being a notary, but $75.
If
and we already
Cindy's
have
not
three.
here, if Cindy's not here, the police usually come. If you have to understand that Joyce is often not in her office. Cindy's not often in her office, going to
How could that
wherever.
possibly be the town clerk, tax collector isn't in her office? I've been here every day for 2 weeks, and she's always in her office sometimes.
Just, my opinion is that you need a backup. If someone's not in the office,
Back up
they
to
could call
back
me,
up
I'm a
to the
justice as well, but still, that's why we did it last, 3 years ago, Joyce, right?
Because it became an issue?
It
Yes,
costs
it
us
did.
far more than $75, $150 if the police come for warrants and then they have to come back because no one's here to sign.
That's correct.
Costs
And that's
more than
what was happening.
$150 to have a cop stop by.
Ooh, you figure.
And why
cruiser-
don't they have a justice,
Cruiser.
why don't they have a notary at the police department?
I don't know, but nevertheless, they don't, so let's.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think they can they?
Why couldn't
They
they?
can have it.
I don't think, I think they
at their
could
own
have
piece.
Lisa. But I don't think one of the officers could,
The captain could.
for the warrants?
Oh, no, that's
think
true.
so. I think
Warrant
it
to
has to
arrest
be-
somebody.
Yeah. And neither could the dispatchers, so.
It's like saying, hey, Joe, let's go, you know?
Yeah, all right, okay.
So,
Okay, second.
all right, well, do you want me to make the motion first?
Well, I
make a
think
motion
somebody should.
that Gail go ahead and pursue justice of the
Did we
peace
ask for
and
If that was acceptable? Do you mind doing that?
justice would do it, right? Everything a notary can.
Can a notary marry people?
No.
Well, then it doesn't work both ways.
But we're not going to marry people. Oh,
Then why would she
They
be
do.
justice of the
If she-
peace to begin with?
If a
Sign a
justice of
warrant.
the peace can do everything,
As a ju-
Plus,
You have to be a justice of the
why be a
peace?
notary too?
Why would she sign the warrant?
because some,
Well, some documents
do require a seal, and only the notary actually has a seal.
No.
Justice does not require a seal.
What does the justice of the peace actually,
I have a seal for my justice. You can get
And you
one.
don't have to have one.
Right.
Because I didn't order one. When I
Right.
renewed, I kept my notary seal, but I didn't get a justice seal.
so
if a
what
justice-
does the justice of the peace here at Town Hall do anything except marry people if they were to do that?
Sign warrants,
Sign
arrest warrants, complaints,
Okay, I'll shut up.
which is what you
I was
need.
just looking to save $75.
Well, then, just have her become a
Just have her do the justice. Just
And
do
get a
the,
seal.
You're a JP. Okay.
and just have her do the justice, and then you have, if Cindy's not here in the town clerk's office, you always have Kim as a backup.
Yep.
And she's a notary,
I'd
but
love
she's
to-
not a
If we don't
JP.
need to, if it's just a casual thing, I would rather save the $75. So what does that look like when we get done?
Both or not?
Notary?
Just the JP or?
Well, we have to vote on that. So the motion is to go ahead and
Do both.
do both. So all those in favor of having justice of the peace in, Catherine's researching it, notary, say aye.
I'm sorry?
All those in favor of doing both justice and notary, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yes, go ahead and,
Those
Go
opposed?
forth.
No.
those opposed,
I
no.
was still unclear about whether we needed both. But we have
They
a
serve
consensus.
both birds. We
Oh, no,
don't-
we're good.
We don't really care. I mean,
What I think.
I think
know.
we could get along with it, but there's going to be that one time in town hall where someone's going to require, I'm not
Okay.
going to say shotgun wedding, but.
God bless
it's happened.
democracy.
They've run upstairs, got married, and gone back down.
Why, does divorces too?
No,
No. Okay.
no, they don't. All right, Peter.
Banker's hours. Rush from one meeting to another.
Yeah, you made it. All right, let the record show Selectman Fogg is present. One more to come.
4:44.
All right.
Tardy, mark me.
No, that's
Should
I know, I know.
The beginning.
Yeah, let's do that. That'll take
This time of year,
So we have another
My brother was sick.
issue that I'd like to address, is the municipal parking spaces. It appears that someone has told other people that Catherine Wozner had a special parking space and now it's hers, so nobody park in it. I'm not a believer of assigned parking spaces, and never was. It's first come, first serve. So I suggest either we have a first come, first serve, but there was another suggestion,
I think we should put the town car there.
which I think is a great idea.
Where?
First space
The first
going into the
space.
Well, that's
parking
true. That way,
space.
if it gets hit, it's,
Well, it's, at night, it's way down in the end. It's in the dark. It can be easily vandalized. If it sits out on the street, it's more public.
And I think it's also a reminder for the employees that it's available for use, too.
It's closer for people to walk and get it.
if you're worried about vandalism, we can park it at Dodge Hill there.
Yeah.
That big white place.
There are no assigned spots in the municipal parking lot.
None. So can we write that in a memo?
Yeah, and what do you want to say, no assigned spaces?
That there are no assigned spaces, that the town hall parking space that once was where Catherine
I
Wozner,
wouldn't bring her into it. We'll be moving the town car to that space.
to the space on the end.
There you go.
And then can we also add in the memo that, as a reminder, please do not park, employees not park on the side of the building? We should have a fine for it. Because they're still
Actually, there
doing it.
is a fine for it if we enforce the parking laws. There's a sign that says you can only park there for so long during business hours.
Where
Right, but it doesn't
where are those
say-
Explorers?
Employees cannot park here.
It says
We
employees
also
can't.
put in there that people park within the
Does it say
lines.
that? I never noticed.
Park
The employees, the employees
town employees park within the line?
They
Well,
don't
you
park
gotta make
within the
them wide
lines?
enough.
No, they
Some of us
don't.
have Trucks.
All right, go ahead. Do that as a reminder.
I've
Okay.
reminded people before, because you lose a parking space if they don't.
Come on, Catherine.
I'm in the lines.
You know how to use mirrors, huh?
I just wanted to hide the dirt I left the other day, so I made sure I backed right over it.
All right, that's two things out of the way. It's 1:15. John's not here, we'll catch him up.
Yeah, I think we should get,
What's that?
Pardon?
He's in New Orleans.
Oh, we're waiting for
He's
you.
on vacation. Happy New Orleans, John.
Oh, no wonder, okay.
He's
all
out
right.
on the balcony somewhere.
I'm going to make a
Waiting for our call.
Yes.
yep.
motion to go into attorney-client session, so we'll shut the camera off.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have to make a motion, I'm just saying we're going into... Recess the regular meeting to attorney-client.
And 58605, we're out of recess.
So we're out of recess, and I'd like to make a motion to go into non-public as per RSA...
Yes, please.
91A:3 personnel.
Second?
Roll call vote?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. 4 yeses.
We'll be back.
that's all I got to say.
Which for?
And we are now red. The time being 7:10, I'd like to make a motion to seal the minutes of the non-public session as they pertain to personnel matters permanently.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion for the chief to start the process. I don't know, let's see how I want to word this.
Screening applicants?
Screening applicants, the screening process for the potential, for potential police officers in Tilton.
Second.
What about the part without any cost?
I'll amend it to say without any cost to the town of Tilton.
So we'll just save the site.
We'll save this right until
Yeah, okay.
we make a final
I would
decision.
amend my second.
Okay. Motion's made and seconded. You want me to reiterate that? You got it, Joyce?
I've got Pat moved and Joe seconded to authorize the chief to start the hiring process.
No, the screening process.
Screening process,
Screening process.
right.
Yeah, the bugs are coming out.
Okay. At no cost.
Right.
Hopefully not.
All right.
It's for a patrol officer.
For patrol officer.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes?
Yes. Opposed?
Catherine Dodson absolutely votes no. Please let the record reflect that.
Okay. All right. And leasing, the lease time is on the vehicle. You have, do you have, did we already choose what company we were going to?
No.
We just chose the,
Goes with the car, does it not?
Type of car.
we chose the type of car, did we choose?
No, the
which-
dealership, it goes to the dealership, does it not? These should be collected and given to Joyce for shredding.
I already gave her mine.
Yeah, I'm missing, I gave her mine, so I'm missing Peter's and John's and one other.
I think she picked up,
Or did she pick up John's?
I don't see it on
John
the
hasn't been
table at all.
around, so whatever she,
Okay, so I've got it.
You got them all?
Nope, she hasn't got mine.
The chief, I gave mine to read. So, I don't know if you gave me the copy, one that said copy back.
Well, he can keep his copy, and if he uses it, that's his fault.
Yep. Yeah, okay. He took mine, so I'm fine. I know I don't have it. I'm just going to flow with him, Joyce, instead of, he's just got a couple of things to finish up, and then we'll take you, okay?
I don't have much.
Okay.
Right now, you're talking about the leasing of the police vehicle?
Yes.
If we're going to release that attorney-client information to the planning board, we have to vote to do that.
Start ordering out.
Candy for candy's sake. We have done that in the past.
I almost thought about that tonight, had it delivered at a certain time.
Yeah.
We should have done that.
Pick different businesses.
The long nights. Okay, what do you got?
So the got three prices from Capone, from Owens, and from AutoServe. The best price we got was from AutoServe for $26,947 for the utility. Owens was $27,154. I think Capone was...
Do we have copies of these?
And we talked with Ford Motor Credit, the leasing program, and they said that they could include the upfit of the vehicles into the lease payment. And so, back before the beginning of the year, we got quotes from OMI and from two other upfitters. OMI had the best price for the upgrade cost. Essentially, that was putting in new radios, new lights, all the equipment needed basically in a cruiser. And the total with that new rail and light bar was $44,340. So we checked with Ford Motor Credit, and to do $44,000 for 36 months came to $15,607, which is the amount that we would need to take out of special duty in 2015. It was $15,607.88, and that was a 3-year lease and had a non-appropriation clause, and it was purchased for $1 at the end of the lease program.
After 3 years.
After 3 years.
Has Tim seen that?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, Tim worked on this with me, and so basically what we would need to do in 2015 is take $15,607.88 if we were to lease a vehicle fully equipped. And the way it works is Ford Municipal Leasing would write a check to the dealer and a check to the upfitter. So essentially, you know, they would take care of that once we made the agreement with them. And that's how the 06s were purchased, was 3 leases. So my car, the 6B and the 6C, those were 3-year leases, and we purchased them for $1.
So, would it be okay to request that Tim be at the public hearing? So that when this is explained to, that we know what we're...
If there's anybody there, sure, we better have it
I
early.
think the cap too, because the cap's really,
Well, we can have it at the beginning of the meeting.
he's in tune with the upfit piece, you know, lights, all that stuff,
A fully equipped car includes what?
so.
Everything.
Yeah, I don't want to miss anything.
Are we putting decals? I like the one with the plain white, because you don't know unless you're local.
Well, it includes the slide bar, it includes the racks, the Havas console, the lights.
Does this include the current camera system we have in the cars?
Insignia on the
Yeah.
side, it wouldn't say Tilton.
We have a
it wouldn't-
camera.
But it'd still have all the lights.
But all, yeah, like the current Expedition.
We
So
may
it
choose
would
not to
include the
use
lights.
those
Right,
any longer,
but it-
so.
Okay,
have us-
how about the
So we have to
computers?
So the only thing that we would pay is the installation.
And that was actually quoted, Cap got the quotes, was to install that,
Does it,
Okay.
all the lights, the radio.
Does-
We haven't done
What about the
radio.
computers? The cameras?
we have a set of, a camera and a laptop for it, so basically, all we would have to do is install that stuff. If we chose to.
So we've got.
That's part of the 15,000?
That's part of the 15,000.
What about the Havas console?
That's it, that
That's
cord
it, right?
includes the Havas console, that new light bar.
Yeah.
It would be the 4A identically, only in a utility.
So we don't have a computer that's going to fit in that console, do we? That's a specific computer to that console, correct?
The console is basically the screen, so we would put a laptop in the trunk.
Okay, in the trunk to power it.
Well, actually, in the utility, it would be behind the rear seat mounted on the wall, is how Motorola did it. But the cap one...
Anybody in the back of that vehicle can't access that, can they? There's a
No.
cage.
There's a cage.
And that's what this quote includes is, like with the Interceptor, you have two cages, you have one cage between the front seat and the back seat. With the utility, you actually have two. So you have one between the front seat and the back seat, and then one between the back seat.
Are we striping this?
Yeah, I would like to, yeah. I think there's pros and cons to both, but the visibility does help, you know, so especially when you have one officer out, and,
You catch them off guard when it's playing.
yeah.
How many cars do we have striped? Or should I say, how many cars do we have?
The striped we have.
How many cars do we have total? Just cars?
Total we have 11 if you include, we've always had 10, but there was one.
Yeah, it's just 10. How many of those are not striped?
The Expedition, my car, the captain's car, and one detective vehicle.
So we've got 6 striped and 4 not. What car are we replacing, a striped one or a not striped?
Striped.
Which one?
6A?
Well, no, I think Arthur's leaning towards either 6B or 6C,
Okay.
and I was gonna leave that up to him. He went...
Is that car going to be the next town hall car, which is on the edge?
No, we're going to wait for the following year, and hopefully we'll get the chief's car.
The 6C.
I like the one we got. I'm used to it.
Yeah, but it won't pass inspection
Oh,
yet, I don't think.
So many people are so used to the chief's vehicle around.
You
and
just
we
fixed
get
it to
in-
pass
But if we
inspection.
get in and ride that chief's vehicle, guess what?
They'll pull right over for us.
Diesel car.
They already wave at you in the other car. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'll just give up, I'm waving.
Driving the
Hey,
town car is
hey,
great, go through the
hey.
tolls.
Especially when the hair's up.
We just asked to borrow a cap, that's all.
Hey, hey.
On one of those knit ones that they
What
wear
does it
in the
cost to
winter.
stripe?
$750.
Yeah,
750 to 900. Well, no, we don't know about the SUV.
Because we haven't had
more.
one.
Typically, she discounts it for us, so it's been 7.25 to 750.
Yep.
in that range. These quotes were everything.
When do we want to do the public hearing? When is it coming up for? Oh, we got to decide which company we're going to go to.
Yeah. Plus Ryan reminded me, it can take sometimes 4 to 6 weeks to get all the electronics in.
At what stage are we supposed to be in to have the public hearing? Do we make a decision to purchase, or do we have the public hearing before we make a decision to
Well,
purchase?
the public hearing is because we're using detail money.
That's right.
Right.
Well, after the fact seems like a silly time to have a public hearing.
That's covering...
Just saying.
Covering your tracks.
I would have it before we actually made the decision which company.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Right up in front, people should have a chance to weigh in on it.
So we need it sooner than later, right?
Yeah.
When is John back?
Next week.
Okay.
Do you want to have it next week?
Do we have time?
I'm here.
What does anybody think?
Paper?
As long as John is back next week works for me, otherwise the week after.
Next week too, so that could be-
There you go.
I'm not going to be here
Yeah,
the
we
week
could get
after.
it in the, we'd
Well,
have to do it in
that
the
sucks.
Citizen or something, because the
You'll be on vacation.
echo would be that night.
What, Joyce?
If you're gonna do it in the paper, we could do it in the Citizen.
Can you do the
but
Daily Sun?
Come out until the evening.
The Daily Sun will come out, if we do it now, or it can come out Monday. If we
Tuesday.
do
If you do it tomorrow, it'll come out on Saturday, won't it?
Yep.
Yes.
Come out on
First thing in
Saturday?
the morning?
And it's like 14 days, do we have to? have-
No, there's no time.
7 days?
We're just putting it.
We're just putting it out there. We don't, there's no time. We can post it out front, we could put it on the website.
Yeah.
Well, we should definitely spread it around,
We
public
could-
hearing. Not that I have any doubts that we won't have anybody in the audience. I would be stunned.
We will,
Stunned.
we will.
All right, good. I hope so.
There are a few.
I hope
You
so.
don't have to put it in the paper, but how often do we?
No, I mean, let's put it, try to put it in the Laconia Sun and the Citizen.
All right.
And the,
$500
how about the Echo?
It wouldn't come
It
out.
wouldn't come out.
People get their paper.
By the
So
time
the
they're reading it, we're
9th
closing the
9th would
hearing.
be perfect if we could do it.
Okay.
9th would be perfect, and then either that or
Yeah.
the 30th.
6:30?
No,
Sure.
no,
6:30?
we really want to have Tim here, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Let's do it early.
Well,
I would say 6.
I would say 6 too, because people usually would come out at 6. They won't come out before 6.
Right.
They gotta have
Okay.
dinner.
6 o'clock?
Yeah.
All right. On the 9th?
We might need a detail guy to handle all the traffic.
Chief, do you have copies of what you read, because I couldn't hear you, and I'm just going to advertise it as a public hearing to Lisa Cruiser, and use the funds to come from special detail. I'm not saying who, what, where, when.
But they don't, let me rephrase that. Gosh, I have an awful headache. Public hearing is to take monies out in the amount of whatever the amount is. It's up to the Board of Selectmen to choose which company we're going to go to.
Agreed.
So why are we putting that on hold?
Putting what on hold?
Choosing which company we go to
No, I just said I wouldn't sign the paper.
until after the public hearing. So tonight, we can choose which one
I
we,
just thought we could wait till John gets here, but I guess it doesn't matter. Choosing the company, he could always bring it up again if he didn't like what we did.
it's just choosing the lowest one, I guess, right?
Well,
Not necessarily.
yeah,
The
Unless
lowest
you wanna
one,
try-
unless, I mean, you
They're
might
all-
get a better deal in
they're all
Massachusetts,
Fords, right?
but the service will be there.
Same vehicle.
why with
So
an
we have
SUV did you
Irwin's?
just go with Ford?
But name them off again.
Because that vehicle isn't specifically designed like the Interceptor to be
It
a
is.
police car, is it?
It is.
It is.
Yeah, it's in that brochure.
So do other
What do you want, a Tahoe?
manufacturers make an SUV designed to be a police car?
Dodge does, but they don't, Ford's the only one you can use. They have this insert.
That's fine.
What is the Dodge?
They do make some sort of,
Because I know in Maine, the state police use the pickups, the weights and measures.
yeah, they just, this year, they,
Because New Hampshire weights and measures uses the Yukons, don't they, or the Tahoes?
Yeah, there's some police pickups up north, I've seen them, they're cool.
Yeah. Boscawen has one.
Dodges, they wanted, if you got the all-wheel drive, you had to have the Hemi, get into the 6 cylinders.
Yeah, we want to keep the little
Right,
engines.
give me
Are the
prices.
warranties-
Hyper
Are
suits
the
here.
warranties all the same in them?
Well, isn't this one
They're all
right?
Fords, the
Or
Ford,
it's-
it'd
no,
be
it's
the
probably
Ford
a
It's a
warranty.
Ford
It just
warranty.
said.
Did any of the dealers offer an extra warranty coverage?
We,
So is it the Explorer body?
Ford added.
Okay, it'd be a 6.
Explorer.
Then it'd be 6.
That was
Expedition.
Is the-
Looks like an Explorer.
whether I got it from Auto or I still get that.
With the
And did the
Expedition
dealers add anything
Stuff on it.
on top of
It's a
it?
heavier frame,
Okay.
When it comes to the car.
Okay,
and for what
Was
they're
there a
doing.
third one, or there are just two?
there's
We
3.
did 3.
What's the
Ready?
Grapponi,
Ready?
pony?
Yeah, Grapponi, so 26,940.
got a yell.
Who are you reading first?
Auto serve.
AutoServe, 26,
Yell it right out, buddy.
47.
947.
Irwin's was 27,154.
27,154.
Irwin.
And Grapponi's is,
31,690.
we can safely cross out Grapponi.
They don't want to sell one. What's the difference on those?
Now, did anybody call up Irwin?
At
and
least
say, "Let's make a
5,000.
deal"?
No, I mean, first and second,
And
weren't
then
they
you could call
close?
back up AutoServe and say, let's make a deal?
Yeah.
$100?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
$200?
Yeah, so it's,
Seems like for
$100
$200,
and $100 and $100 and $100 and $100 adds up, real quick.
how much time does it take to drive extra to Laconia for service?
Depends on how prompt they are in repairing it.
Well, 20 minutes
Yes, but
there and 20
Are they more
minutes back,
prompt?
so the better part of an hour of
they more
time
prompt
to
in
drive
getting
there.
back to us?
Well, if you go by just persons without having a police logo on the back side of your car, I would say AutoServe is much more prompt in getting their vehicle back than Irwin's, just from my own experience.
I don't know.
I have good experience with
And,
Irwin's.
I don't
and
go to dealers.
with my experience, Kim worked at Irwin's, and it didn't do any good to get in and get out faster, so.
Well, I don't know
It's my
when
own
Kim
opinion.
worked there, but I have recent experience. I have a car that gets taken to Irwin's,
Yeah.
the Toyota. I've had nothing but exemplary service in a quick and friendly manner. No problems at all, which I would have been stunned to find out, you know, but it's true, at
These
least in my
estimates
case.
are absolutely identical from
Yeah.
lights
just
to
because I buy from
fixtures,
Irwin's, I can
because
still get
last year they
service from
weren't.
AutoServe.
I know.
Last year, there were some
What-
discrepancies.
They have had to tell them exactly.
AutoServe doesn't care where you bought it if they're gonna
Okay.
service.
They'll service
Last year,
it.
we had some
So-
variances in the separate bids. And there was a $300 light that one bid on that the other didn't.
Right. There was a discrepancy.
But
Got to
these are-
be apples to apples, and even beyond that, Granny Smith to Granny Smith. It's got to be the exact same
Kind of like
vehicle.
Gala myself.
Either way, we could go Gala. I like Gala.
Honeycrisp.
Wine saps? Oh, you'll like Gala.
I like apples.
Okay,
I'm on the record.
so the only difference is the
I've heard
price.
that pears make better apple pies than peaches.
I make a motion, we go with AutoServe.
Second, no, I'm not seconding this. I'm gonna vote no. Second.
Was it?
So did you actually second that, or did you do a tap dance?
Seconded and took it away.
And then seconded it again?
Well, I made a wise remark. I was just to vote no.
All right.
So are we going with the lowest?
Yes, there's no difference. So
There's no
if it's all
difference.
Ford, it's the same
Huh?
vehicle.
$200.
Just, I thought there was a $200 difference.
There is, auto
Wait,
serve
That's
is
why we're
less.
going with the lowest.
Auto serve is less.
Okay, that's all I was asking.
We went with the lowest because there's no difference in the vehicle.
No, I was saying is it the lowest price, because it was
It is.
close. so-
Yes,
It
it
is.
is.
That's
And it's the
AutoServe is
closest to it, right?
26,947, and the next one is 27,154.
Okay,
And then there's the other one.
And then there's another one that's 31,000.
Utility?
What's that, 105?
Do I hear a second? I did
did
hear a
second
second.
Catherine said
All
so.
right, well, I heard it, and then somebody
She-
took it away at the
and
same
then she
time.
brought it back.
She put it back, okay.
I made a wise mark, so I decided not to make the wise mark out loud.
All right, no more confusion tonight. Is there any discussion?
aye,
All those in favor?
aye.
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 Oh,
But
unanimous for the first time tonight,
do not order the vehicle, for God's sakes.
until after the public hearing, and,
Because we only have one
Yeah,
method
yeah,
to
don't
pay
order the vehicle.
as per town meeting.
Bring us a
Right.
contract and then we'll go from there,
all right,
when the time comes.
all right.
And I'll have the cap on it for that public. He's the lights, radio, cooler, questions for that.
Yeah,
You
but that'll
let
be after 4 o'clock.
Tim know that
You go home at
he's
4 o'clock.
requested to be there at the meeting
Good.
at 6 o'clock. Okay, thank you, chief, we're all set. Joyce,
I
you're
would
all,
like that list of personnel over there, chief,
Yeah.
clearly defining their
everyone sign all
jobs and
those.
responsibilities.
I think I got these the other day. Oh, no, I didn't see that one.
Nope, you didn't get
No, I guess
this
it hasn't come this way.
this one. You got this one.
I got a bunch of them. There were some I didn't see.
To ask you if you wanted to finish.
What? We did.
You did?
What do you mean?
We did. We did.
We did
Well said.
the March 19th?
This is a request for $100,000.
We don't have March 23rd. We Wait a minute.
Tax anticipation.
I
I
have,
read March 23rd.
wait a minute.
Party.
I read two sets of minutes.
Yeah. March 20.
Didn't we approve two sets of minutes?
No, you just approved the March.
Or did we still mid-approval? No, because we went,
The March 23rd was,
didn't we run out of stuff to do?
yeah, we
That's the
ran,
one where you said Arthur DeMont, Assistant Director.
Yeah. We did those at the beginning of the night.
Okay, and you did the 19th as well.
We only did the one time, one thing.
we did not do the 23rd. It was the 12th we did, and then somebody mentioned Arthur Demas.
I've only got one set of minutes.
And this is,
It was March 23rd. That's the one we did, because it's the only one I got.
No, we approved March 19th.
you did March 19th.
And how come I've only got the 23rd?
December
You
the
must have lost
23rd.
it, because
Yeah.
we got two sets of minutes.
You know, I think that's wonderful, because my whole vote, everything I was talking about came out of the 23rd.
So we have the 23rd and the
Like the
19th.
Twilight Zone down on this end of the
Although
table.
well, you know what it
And I
did?
was
The whole
tired of-
Arthur thing applied to this one, too.
Yes, I know.
So
This
we,
is the Monday meeting that you had.
This is the meeting we had with the applicant. This is the Bitter and Lane meeting.
all right, we'll look at it and approve it in a minute. Thank you for letting us know.
Are we really waiting to see if this is a permitted use?
Why would you allow it if it is not? And when I went in to
hot
talk,
dog peddlers.
In that neighborhood or just in general?
I went
'Cause
in to
we
talk,
permitted hot dog carts
Right.
in other
when I
locations.
went in to talk with Dari to see if it was a permitted use, I assumed it was, because I'm thinking restaurant, it's a restaurant. But it says in there, roadside stands and farmers markets are permitted by special exception only. So I had a conversation, well, is it a restaurant? And we decided it was probably more likely a roadside stand.
Hot dog cart at the Super 8 motel.
So when I left,
Dog cart at the Super 8 motel.
they can put them wherever they want as long as they got permission, and
Yes,
it's
That business will
permitted.
be really good.
So when I
Could be.
left Dari,
It's like dinner
he was
for the
still kind of
residents.
thinking it over, and he thought that he would write a letter just saying what was in the permitted use chart.
Okay.
But it has to have a special
Special
permission.
exception or whatever?
From the,
Zoning board. It's special exception. That's what it says.
Everywhere in town? Or just
No,
that
in
particular
RG.
district? Okay.
in an RG, okay, because another one was in one hot dog cart on Main Street.
That's the village district. I don't know what it says about hand
All
carts.
right, this is one I haven't seen.
Then we also had a discussion how we really probably should go through the chart of permitted uses and do an update.
Wait a minute. Just above there, across from Fast Cash, they sold hot dogs last year.
They also sold hot dogs once in the Tanger.
Yeah, but that's a mixed use, that's not an RG.
That's RG.
But but at Tanger, you were having them do the hawkers and peddlers where
This is Hawkers and
This is
Peddlers.
Hawkers.
but where at Tanger's, when you had the guy selling the hamburgers and fried food at the farmer's market, they were
Within
exempt
the
from
realm
it.
of farmer's market, right.
But if I'm selling fried food,
Resort commercial, right? No,
that a
resort commercial.
They were
It's
under the
RG.
guide of, a
It's right
guidance
here.
of farmer's market.
So it was farmer's market, and
There's
they had an
93.
exception.
It's RG. Here's
That's
93.
agricultural law.
So that
Here's
farm stand-
McDonald's, here's Tanger.
farm stands could be anywhere.
All right, that's all I can tell you. In our chart of permitted uses, it said special exception.
Well, he didn't have to go after a special exception last year with the hot dogs up across from Fast Cash. And we granted it.
I'm only telling you.
Well, maybe we granted it in error, apparently.
I don't know, it just seems ridiculous
Well,
to me.
if what she's saying is a fact, then apparently it was an error.
Well,
Because right at Smoke and Barley, we had the hot dog guy
Roadside stands.
across from Fast Guy.
Smoking Barley's another one.
and here's the thing, at the diner,
Find
every summer, there's a farm stand. Did they
Look at
get a
the-
special exception to be there?
You gonna go hunt an owl down?
Seen that going to the zoning board.
So, have we set,
See who's,
I don't know.
Are you gonna
I mean,
hunt
I
Al
just-
down?
I don't think there's
Al
anything
is
wrong with
listed
anybody
as a
having a hot dog cart
Who do I?
on that property with permission of the owner.
That's right. But if the
Still an
ordinance says-
RG.
I know, and here's what I said to Dari. It's not on a road. That's a private driveway.
Now you're getting into splitting hairs here. We granted a hawkers and peddlers for somebody
I thought you were gonna
up
hunt 'em
there
down.
using somebody else's property. They had permission to use property last year, cost from fast cash. We granted them hawkers and peddlers. They paid the fee, and they were very successful. We did the same thing at Smoke and Barley's. Now these people, where do they want to be?
Super 8.
Where?
Super 8.
Super 8 Hotel, and they want to do the same thing as we've already let 2 other people do, and they could sue us and say we've done it in past practice.
I'd like to see him there. I'm just telling you what it says.
I disagree. I think that they should be allowed hawkers and peddlers, just like everyone else that we've given a hawkers and, we've gone through these hawkers and peddlers with the fine-tooth comb, trust me. How many times has hawkers and peddlers come up, and we all cringe?
I don't even want to talk about the H&P.
H&P. We've revamped it, we've titled it, we've done everything possible, and we're still coming up with, they did it last year, but this one can't.
Well, one of the problems is a lot, they don't get sent to the land use office to see if it's a permitted use in the area they want to do it in. That has not been done consistently. And when I go,
It's on the form.
when they hand it, yes, and you know what? Because I go through them and ask those questions, I said, okay, where's the statement from land use that said this is permitted use?
But
Because I
is-
noticed when it was checked off, the applicant, it was his handwriting, it was all checked off. And he says, yes, it's permitted. I said, did anybody verify with land use? She goes, well, it's checked off. I said, yeah, but the applicant checked it off, clearly. I said, so where's the letter from land use? So it got sent to land use, and when I came in this morning, Dari said, hey, by the way, wow. And I said, no kidding. I thought it was just going to be, yes, it's permitted, and off we go to the rodeo.
Go next year and amend the zoning ordinance?
We already had that discussion, yeah, that charter permitted uses needs to be
Can
corrected.
I ask this question? Why is it that we need to have it within an RG, within the zoning district? Why do we need to do that? I mean,
Because you don't allow a use in a zone that's not permitted.
but this is a temporary hawkers and peddlers license. This is different from, I'm going to put a store there, and it's a permanent store
They could
that's going to
come
be
back-
there winter and summer. If they come back next year, they still have to go through the hawkers and peddlers.
They
And then if
don't-
it becomes more and more and more,
They
then,
don't pay property taxes to be a business in that zone. They're not site planned. They have not gone through that critique.
How do you site plan a hot dog cart?
Well, that's, like I said, they are not, okay?
No, they aren't. You're right, yep.
So you don't allow something in a zone that's not permitted for a lot of reasons.
Gotta go over
If somebody
there.
wanted to come in and they had a tent nudie show, would you have them down there by the Catholic church across the street?
No, more like down
You
on
know,
Silver Lake
it's
it
not
Road.
depends on the
permitted.
permitted use.
It's not permitted. They can only be in the industrial park.
Okay, moving on.
What's the person going to do there?
Well, my argument to Dari was it's not a roadside that he's wanting to be on.
My
I know
advice,
that's a stretch.
my advice to Dari is to let the man know,
He doesn't have that authority.
then give me the name of this guy. I'm going to call him up and tell him to create a farmer's market, and he's well within his rights to have a hot dog cart.
No, not if it's a farm stand. He'd
Yes,
have
it
to have-
is.
No, it
Oh,
says
it is.
only farm stands.
I will
Maybe
argue
roaches are
that I know it's permitted. Ha, ha, ha.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, it
In our
is.
charter permitted use is a farm stand
I'm telling you,
And
the
a hand cart.
agricultural permitted uses in a farmer's market,
It's not a
Yep.
farmer's market,
He's not in RG.
it's a motel.
If you had a farmer's market there once a week, you'd have a hot dog stand.
Well, yeah, you could, I guess.
Yep.
Let's not even go there.
Let's not. Let's move right along.
Back to these, you said you wanted to come back to these minutes?
Yes.
Does she
We
want it?
might do them next week.
What, is there a folder?
Do you want, no, she wanted that one.
No.
No,
No?
go
I
ahead.
just want to look at it, though.
Okay.
No, go ahead. I'm just saying,
Someone asking for this.
I'm just saying, really?
I would never
Interested in
call
our
and
minutes.
circumvent Catherine Dawson. No, 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 no.
Oh, I guess I should have guessed that, huh?
Yeah, so that's why.
Because of-
She's ready
My life.
tonight.
No, I was just being
I could
facetious.
take her.
And wants to,
I have a bat,
their only draft, we can only give you our draft minutes.
because I wear a mask and a helmet.
I just,
I could take her, I have a terrier.
opportunity to leave Tim's
Yep.
report about the,
Yep.
audit line,
Yep.
TAM. So have those been signed?
Nope, not by me.
They're coming that way.
Why?
You just haven't made it anyway yet?
It
Man.
came to me at first, I think.
She won't,
I want to do the easy stuff first, because then you're going to
No.
get you all riled up.
Excellent.
Sweet.
Catherine has some questions on the to-be-signed folder. Some of the items that are in there, she has questions. That's why she's not...
You like the
she-
folder?
She
to ask your
passed them down
questions?
here.
No, go ahead, sign it.
She doesn't want to sign them.
I've held
I
off.
can come in tomorrow. I'm in
So
town
should I
tomorrow.
sign this one or not?
If you would like to.
Yes.
Fact is that you decide what you sign, not Selectman Dawson.
Well, are we discussing it before I sign is all I'm looking at?
Yeah. It's just that he's our,
It's our auditor.
Well, he's been ours for many, many.
Right, and that includes doing the sewer. That price includes the sewer.
So are we,
I didn't spell his name
Splitting.
right.
Well, that's what- whatever it is.
whatever our share
reason
is,
I'm
is
and not denied.
no problem.
I don't think we should deny it. I think we have to have more conversation with,
Okay, at the risk of dragging this up one last time, we're now waiting on Dari's opinion? Is that what we were saying? That's what the note says.
oh my God.
Your answer.
Your witness.
It's
Catherine?
not a permitted use. I wrote that there so it would generate the discussion we just had. So before you signed it, you get the rest of the story. The rest of the story was just discussed. It is not a permitted use. It has to have a special exception, and that's the zoning board, is it not? Thank you.
Indeed. So I can take this note off here, right? Okay.
Well,
It definitely, and you know what? This note worked great.
thank you.
It did.
And we'll now hear from Joyce Fullwiler, Town Administrator.
I'm going to be at the end in a minute. Oh, no, they're closed, shucks.
Okay, now that we've had our two public hearings on the easement deeds, the board can now vote to grant the easement to the Winnipesaukee River Trail on Ernings for the trail and to use, maintain, and repair pedestrian multi-use trail, which is shown on the plan, and an area to put up a kiosk, construct and maintain a kiosk, and also,
Is a kiosk in a zoned area.
You can have signs anywhere in town.
But can we have that kiosk in
Yes,
that
it's
area?
permitted use.
We
Who
gotta,
says it's in the permitted use? Catherine
Dari, the
Dawson
magic
or
man.
Dari?
Dari, the magic man.
we better check the size of the sign, though.
All I can tell you is this town could be any damn
they
thing
did
it wants.
submit
Is-
to
If you
Is
want
it-
the nitty gritty.
Is it one of those flashing ones?
did a drawing.
If you want the nitty gritty, the town does not have to comply with the zoning ordinances because it's town
What I
property.
just said.
So we can put anything there, including a billboard.
All right, so I
Right.
just need a motion from the board
Marion,
to go ahead and grant them.
Catherine's going to make that motion.
And then,
You're gonna be waiting, because I gotta
signed
read this.
by the Trails Association and Conservation Commission.
Did you sign what you were gonna sign?
Yes.
This too?
Yes.
So it has not been
Here you go.
executed for subject for the hearing process.
I shouldn't even be reading this now. Storage is good or is better, okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay, you can have this one.
You want to make a motion?
What did you just say about this?
One's the temporary construction easement, but hopefully they won't
Didn't
need.
sign this one.
Pardon me?
How come you didn't sign this one?
I just
Those
missed
are the
it.
initials, is that the Cannon Beach one?
No.
Why would the easement deed have a temporary staging area for materials and equipment when they have a construction easement?
That was something I took right out of the,
This is probably a very late time to be asking you that question, but I was just surprised.
right, it was in the original letter between the Conservation Commission and the Trails Association before the Conservation Commission purchased the lot.
Temporary staging area. Used during the limited time of active construction. I guess I can deal with that.
But hopefully, we won't even have to use it. And then, well, you're, I'm trying to get your
KD has to do these.
Was that like punishment?
punishment?
Do we have language
For 6
that they want us to use?
No, we already initialed them, but you forgot to initial these 2 pages.
Maybe I did that on purpose.
Well, it's coming back.
Look, there was only one, you had initialed everything, and John
No, son,
had initialed.
I always do what I'm told. It's parochial school.
So can I have a motion, please?
Motion to accept the easement deed and the temporary construction easement deed on Ernie's property. Or, what is it the Conservation Commission calls it now? Salmon Run.
Now, wait a minute.
No, wait a minute, what's the other
Salmon Run?
property?
Salmon
Better
Run
known as
is the
Martin's.
Peninsula Point.
Okay.
They haven't merged them
So
yet.
the former Ernie's property.
There you go. They haven't merged them yet.
Never had it. They say Salmon Run East and Salmon Run West.
Yeah, it'll always be Ernie's to me.
Me too.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any
Yeah, I didn't-
discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I didn't sign these because you've got 3 signatures on them.
Done, done.
Now, on next Thursday's going to be a busy day because Lauren's going to be here,
Yep.
and she's going to work with Gail on going through all the elderly and veterans exceptions. Trying to, there's a lot of things we need to go through.
Gail, she's the second, Laura.
And also, he's going to sit down with Daria and I, and, well, I used to do them, but give me a refresher on doing the yield taxes.
You have to submit this because we don't have to.
So, 2 o'clock that day. You
could work this one while I work this
one. The city of Franklin is doing a huge gathering on, I don't know what they're calling it, but to try and,
There's no place for my signature. I just realized I was writing over, somebody already signed there, I was writing over somebody's, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you got 3 anyway, so I stopped. I think that's why I didn't do it before.
okay.
You got 5 selectmen's signatures and 1 of them is not mine. Initials, I should say.
Oh, it is, okay. All right.
Change
Anyway,
that.
this gathering, a group of people to discuss about what they can do about Franklin, what can be done about improving Franklin. And,
Did I miss the first part of this?
yes, so Rip is going to be at that starts at.
Oh, the Franklin part of the trail.
Tell you, they're lucky to have him there, because that man will come up with some innovative
Yes.
ideas, and I hope they listen to him.
The Franklin part of the trail.
No,
No, the city of Franklin,
they got the other EPA grant, remember, they got an EPA grant, we got an EPA grant?
Yeah.
It's the one that was, no, that was Nova Scotia. But just, they've got a lot of brownfields and stuff in Franklin, so.
Okay.
So anyway,
Because that's not what you said. You were just going to improve Franklin like there was something wrong with it. It is Franklin, but
it's a little place in my heart. I lived there for a while.
it's not your fault.
So I said, oh, 3:30. I said, well, can you come by after? And he said, no, because it's going to go till like 7, 8 o'clock at night. So he said he could be here at 2 o'clock. So when he comes to town, he's going to come at 2. So who's ever available, I notified the Conservation Commission, and just to kind of like pick up where we left off and kind of get a kickstart to how soon we can start working on the site. And also, I got today, I think I might have emailed it to you, the official announcement of the project going out to bid.
Yes,
So that's-
from Glenn, that was like you,
That was good.
we didn't mess him up.
Okay.
That's a good thing.
So that's it.
That would have been sad.
Okay, now, you all got your DES letter, and I believe I forwarded to you, or Pat forwarded one. There was an additional letter from the Belknap County Conservation District.
Yep.
And the Conservation Commission letter was an excellent one that Kathy wrote.
I wish Belknap County
I didn't see the-
Conservation District had
I did
included
not
us in
see the
aquifer.
conservation letter that Kathy wrote. I don't have that.
You didn't get that?
No. So if you'd forward that so I could read it, that would be great.
And Scott Davis is putting together a whole packet of letters to send them to the governor, and he suggested that we also send ours to the governor. So, and also he pointed out I had the wrong date of the public hearing, so I changed it. I had the 29th to the 26th, so I was able to change the first date.
Good.
And even though I had mailed it out to everybody, I had emailed it to Wayne Wheeler, just to double, so I went ahead and emailed the corrected one to everybody
Good.
else. So, do you want me to go ahead and mail it to the governor?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Scott did ask for
Did you
the,
sign it?
yes.
Yeah.
Scott did ask for the, he tried to get in touch with John, and John's on vacation, but I remembered it then, but the information on the EPA that John had, he asked if he could get in hold of that, so I forwarded it to him, because we had it on there. So I said I have no problem forwarding it to him.
Okay, and then also I wanted to add, I did get a phone call from a resident of Andrews Road, had been reading in the paper about the DES Best Way Casella permitting, and she just wanted the board to know that she strongly opposes.
I talked to her today.
Oh, you did?
Good.
Okay. And she also wanted to, she said that years ago, that when the Andrews Road sewer interceptor was put in, that 3M was supposed to hook up to it, and she wanted to know why that hadn't been done. So, I thanked her for
They didn't
this.
know what it was. They made an agreement to contribute a share, which I think was 15,000 off the top of my head, and I may be wrong. But they had gone through, and I'm trying to remember, because Rick Lapine had done some engineering for them for septic. So they're still on their septic system.
Okay. And they did pay their share.
Yes, they paid it up front.
Yeah. But I said I didn't know if I hooked up or not, but I will ask. I think that was, okay. So we got, yeah, so send to the governor. Okay, we got our signed interceptor agreement back from the sewer, from the second irrigation project. Haven't gotten the one back from Rail Trail yet. So all of these agreements are in the Selectmen's black rattle file cabinet, second drawer down to the far left. There's a lot of them. Here's the one from, okay, now, this, you're gonna like this. You gotta gear up for this. I was listening this morning on the radio on NPR,
where Neil Kirk, who's the chairman of the House Finance Committee, going through everything in a big cut. Well, what he took out was our Caleb Hill road improvements. He left $1.
I knew it.
He left $1. So I called up Senator Forrester's office, because when I went online and looked at the bill, because I said, I want to see that. I mean, it's only $1.7 million out of a gazillion billion dollar budget, and they cut out our Caleb Hill project. So I called Senator Forrester's office, and she referred me to the legislative budget office, so I can actually see for myself. This is an 800-page document. It's all online. And it still has to go through a whole process, but we got to get ready now. This is the trailer bill to the budget, so.
You know, then, if they go through with this, then I think it's time for the town to sue the state for unsafe roads.
Yep.
I really do believe that now is the time to set the precedent and sue the state for unsafe roads. We have them on Caleb, I mean, they're all over, but Caleb, when the school bus has to drive on the opposite side of the road, around a corner and down a hill, shameful. And they're going to cut that out of the budget, shame on them.
It's a win-win project.
Shame on them.
And they were going to start our engineering in 2016, our calendar year 2016.
Right.
Their fiscal year 17. So,
Shameful.
so I've got all the addresses and ready to go. It's just starting this process, but,
It's kind of hard to know what to cut out. Do you cut out Meals on Wheels for the elderly, or do you cut out our road? I mean,
How
that's
about a
what
new
it boils down to.
observatory on Mount Washington? How about that?
they cut out all this elderly.
I thought they cut that out.
elder care, elderly services, they cut out mental health
They
services.
cut out mental health, everything. The mental
How
health,
could they cut out?
Meals on
But
Wheels.
we're building a
7 from-
fabulous
They-
intersection
They
down
took
there by Hooksett.
they took the entire Service Link program, the entire Service Link program
That's right,
out of
they
the
did.
budget. And you know, you call Service Link, I call Service Link, and nobody in Northfield elderly at all get help. And that's our only resource, to be able to say, call this number. They will help you, and they get the help. They'll go to CAP, they'll resource at CAP, wherever they need to go, Service Link sends them. They're cutting all of that right out.
So what's the name of the clown that did this?
The New Hampshire State
Neil
Legislature.
Kirk. Well, as far as I
They
know,
voted
he doesn't
on
get the
it,
last
And it
say.
passed.
It's got to go to the Senate.
Right.
The problem is,
It's gotta go.
Millions and millions of dollars in that program at Hooksett.
but
Where's the money going?
what they're doing is, that by cutting out these health and human services, it's going to come down to us. It's going to come down to the municipalities. That's what's happening.
I think the municipalities have to gear together, stick together, and sue the state. And I don't care if we stick together and sue the state
No.
on unsafe roads.
I'll
I'm
find it when it
serious.
comes
I'm
back.
not kidding.
I'm excited. I'm getting my chains on them all.
I'm not kidding when I say I think
I'm
it's
with
time
ya.
that the town sues the state
I'm
for
with ya.
unsafe roads. When we have veterans that have to be tied down, extra tie downs
In the van.
in the vans just to go down the hill on Winter Street, shame on them.
Easy.
Shame on them. They're hit their heads coming down the hill because they're bouncing all over the place.
Neil Kirk, is that the name of this guy?
Yeah.
Where's he from?
Start protesting.
Lives in Ware.
Where?
And,
Yes.
used to, well, maybe he still
I'm
does.
serious.
I am.
No, we can go down to the Capitol.
At least that's what I.
We can start a protest. And I'll bet you will get more and more.
He can't be all that smart if he's trying to mess with Pat Constantino.
I'll make a sign. I'll make several.
He has got to be,
I'll wear my chains.
I'm not going to say it in public, I just,
So-
I'll get my Italian up. It's stupid. It is absolutely
I say we start
ludicrous
by
what they're
going down to
doing.
the Capitol building when, and
I'm sure that municipal association, because they fought so hard to get money for like the deferred funding and everything. So I was going to contact their lobbyists and talk with them and say, help me plot out a strategy here.
I got one.
Oh, yeah. I think we should go down, protest. I think we should go down and have an audience with the governor. I'm sorry, not the governor, the finance committee. I think we ought to speak to the finance committee and let them know how it is up here in Tilton. You cannot, I mean, how much food do you think Rhoda would eat up there if she didn't get Meals on Wheels? 94 years old.
Cutting Meals on Wheels should be a punishable offense. That program saves people.
They want the municipalities to foot the bill for it.
Well, this particular guy does, not necessarily everybody. Hopefully, the budget's not finalized yet.
Right. We have until June.
And now we have an agreement with the state
I hate the
for
credit card.
2080 for a road, and they're cutting that out of the budget? That is so stupid.
Yeah.
Let's call the commissioner tomorrow. Let's call the DOT commissioner tomorrow and tell them that they cut this out of the budget. What do we do now?
They do.
They know?
Yeah, I talked with the CR today. CR Wilkie.
Yeah?
We should contact Senator.
See, that's the other thing. We don't have our signed agreement. Governor and council's approved it. Oh, no, governor and council's approved the 80-20, so we don't have it.
Why don't we?
I'm gonna call and ask them that.
Best better get our agreement, because the town approved it a year ago.
I don't recall approving anything.
Yes, they did, the bond issue for Caleb Hill Road.
I approved asking to be able to go out to bond. That's not to say that I approve of this whole project necessarily. Not when I did that, because they wanted one-third, two-thirds.
No.
Yes, they
It-
did.
no.
When we started, it was one-third, two-thirds.
Right, when we got it to 80-20.
Right, before
But
town
when we
meeting.
bonded, it was one-third, two-thirds.
No,
It was
no,
80-20.
it was 80-20 when we bonded.
Because we weren't gonna go forward.
Right,
It was
and
80-20.
we wouldn't go
So
forward.
this has been like that for over a year.
Yes, yes.
I was under the understanding that the governing council just approved it.
No, Joe Kenny, when he took over for Ray Burton, right after the election, that got approved 2080. That's how long ago it got approved.
Well, I've been in the dark. All this time, I thought that was just a very
Next.
recent development.
Yeah, next, oh God, it's 8 o'clock.
Yep. I'm wearing out. I'm gonna just vote no from here on out. I can't think.
And then I just wanted to let you know, I got a call from Chuck Mitchell, actually, that when he was, the Acela truck was driving up Caleb Hill, went down March Road and then down School Street, and it was the recycling truck, and there were papers blowing out everywhere.
Nice. That's recycling at its finest.
Was there
Send it back
anything
to the
oozing out the
environment where it
bottom?
came from.
So I called Samantha, and I have her phone number, and I'll make sure that you...
Did he take a picture of it?
No, he called.
Man,
Has Casella been,
I am
Just send his
so
little
upset.
hovercraft over
I am
it.
so upset. Can we go out to RFP the next time? Seriously, these people, they think that they've got the onus on
Our extra money is...
We should buy
trash
our own-
pickup.
We should buy our own truck, it'll be cheaper in the long run.
it will not.
We haven't, that
Why not?
Casella contract is still
Dr.
hanging.
Franklin.
That Casella contract is still hanging
Okay.
because we were still negotiating with them.
We've extended it,
No.
extended it,
Yep.
and extended it. You know what? Well, extending it gets all this poison on my road, and you go down the road, all the buckets are all over the street, you have to stop, pick them up, put them aside. They've been spoken to 5, 6, 7, I don't know how many times I've called Dennis and said, the buckets are all over the street. You go down Chestnut, the street is tiny as it is, and the buckets, they just throw them. You can see the guys on the truck, they just throw them. And now we got one
this-
going down Caleb with recycling with trash blowing around.
Giving the garbage back.
Luckily, none of the other garbage
called-
companies
What did
have
she
those
She
issues.
said, Samantha,
Yeah.
she said
Yeah, they
she would
do.
call and find out, and that she would call me back. And, you know,
Was the truck driver? Did you?
This was at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and
Oh, yeah. I think they should come back and pick it all up.
well, that's what I asked them.
They've been responsive in the past. It's hard for them,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be put in a position to defend the Casella, but I've talked to them. They have regular trainings for their drivers. They mention these things to them. Their statement was along the lines of, it's difficult to retain individuals in that position. They suffer from neck, back, and shoulder injuries. They have a lot of turnover. So they try to be as responsive as they can when a can is missed, or, you know, they picked up the wrong bags. They didn't pick it, we're having trouble with the truck. They try to get bad, and so far they've been fairly okay at it. Fairly.
Did you,
And also, can I make a copy of those proposals that the chief had for you? Did he give you a copy?
No.
The chief has the proposals.
Yeah, chief, before you leave, can I,
the 19th we're doing?
no, the 23rd.
23rd?
We should make 2 sets so that we have them for the public hearing.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to bring the minutes of
The minutes of,
March
March
23rd, 2015 to the floor for discussion.
Second.
Yes.
all those in favor?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, got it.
There it is. John remarked the state's only concern was traffic affected on Route 3. I think we should be to the point there and say that traffic exiting Route 3. I'm on page 2 at the top. Because that's their concern. They're not concerned about traffic entering, but exiting onto Bittern Lane. Well, you see where it says, John remarked the state's only concern was traffic affected on Route 3? I just think we should be explicit.
Where are you at?
Top line.
Page 2, top.
Oh, good luck with that.
Selectman Constantino asked if the tractor trailer could be placed at Bittern Lane for a 2-week east and west traffic count. I was corrected and say I was corrected on this one and it was the board's request to have it put on
Route 311,
11, right.
page 3.
It was put on Route 3 and 11 for a 2-week period, east and west traffic count, not Bittern Lane.
No,
Would that machine pick up just tractor-trailer traffic?
No.
I know the state has devices so they can tell because,
the time frame between the,
yeah, between the wheels, ta-dunk, ta-dunk,
Yep.
ta-dunk, ta-dunk. Oh, that's a truck.
Can I ask you in English, isn't it selectmen, or is it MEN?
M-E-N. If you're talking about all the select men together, then it's M-E-N.
It's an individual selectman, it's a selectman.
But see the top of the page?
And it would be a select man's
Present.
apostrophe S decision. Selectmen's, all of the selectmen.
That's all of you.
Well, there should be a
Bucks.
colon after it or something.
Right.
because it says selectman chair.
Oh, there we go.
Constantino, it's like she's plural.
So I have a.
Good.
One,
Oh, I see
two,
what she's
three,
done.
4, 5,
I see what she's done.
Well-
7, 8.
What she's done
Well,
is
because you've
correct.
got her listed as chair with the
She's
full
just
select.
identifying the chair.
Yeah, so it should be singular.
But I don't know if there should be a comma after chair.
Well, put chair after Constantino.
Right. It doesn't
But it-
need to be, it needs to be, there's no emphasis on that. Forget it. There shouldn't be an emphasis on that. It should say Selectman Pat Constantino, Selectman Catherine Dawson, Selectman Peter Fogg, Selectman, you know what I mean?
Right, so she can delete the SEL.
Right. It doesn't have to be. Some people
Page 2,
demand that.
going down like 9 bullets. It says Selectman Jessamine noted he was not convinced this is a good idea. He's all for the project. However, I said all that stuff up to that point. Exiting cars left on Bittern Lane. The cars do not exit left on Bittern Lane.
No,
They exit left on Route 3 from Bittern Lane.
from Bittern Lane, right,
Or exiting cars left from Bittern Lane.
right.
Onto Route 3.
Well, you
Bitter Lane.
can put it, you
It
don't...
should be
you don't-
cars exiting left onto Route 311.
That could be too.
Well, it could be, you can be exiting from Bittern, because where does Bittern dump? It only dumps onto Route 3.
Onto Route 3. Either way, it's not on
Okay,
Bittern.
moving right along.
It's too late for that.
Just, yeah,
Exiting onto Route
you know what it
Yeah.
means.
from Bitter Lane.
There you go.
Make it sound right.
However you put that, that's fine.
Okay, anything else?
Is there any other questions, concerns, or nothing?
Make a motion, we accept the minutes of March 23rd, 2015 as correct.
Second.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, say, yes. I don't know what I mean, Pat.
All those in
Yes!
favor? Yes.
Yes!
You done?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, what am I doing?
Oh, we're doing selectmen's reports?
Now, does anybody have anything very important to bring up in a selectmen's meeting?
The only thing I want to do, well, no, it can wait. It can wait. It can wait. It can wait.
I have one thing.
Ugh.
It really is, because it's time sensitive. I mean, it could wait until next week, but it might.
Them to you.
What?
Sorry, the samples?
Oh, no, that's okay. The snow dump, they have taken soil samples as was required by the planning board.
Yeah?
However, and I've talked to UNH, that it doesn't, soil sample isn't going to tell us a lot about what pollutants are coming out of the snow dump. So I'd like your permission to take water samples. I had to deliver a drinking water sample down to the state lab, I don't know, last week. Had a conversation with them about the snow dump, and they kind of advised me on what samples should be taken to determine salinization in the water, petroleums, any other type of automotive products. They gave me all the bottles. It would probably cost approximately, I don't know, $400, because I'd have to take a sampling, as they suggested, of the brook waters before they get down to the road where there's any pollutant as a base, and then take a sample either in the marsh behind it or the brook beside it. He said whichever was closer to the runoff point.
Which snow dump?
We only have one snow dump, commercial snow dump in the town of Tilton. I like to ignore the one that Tilton put up that flows down into Packer Brook when it melts.
It doesn't flow into Packer Brook, that's the town dump. But this sits right on Route 3 over near the golf course.
And the reason I'm bringing it up tonight,
How can they
because
take, the snow hasn't even melted, how can they take soil samples?
that's still another issue.
No, that's my issue
They
right
took
now.
us, well, they
I
took us,
vote yes.
thank you. They vote the soil, I'll make a motion to allow me to take the water samples.
All right, I'll second it for the sake of discussion.
Discussion.
Now, discussion!
When I spoke to them today, and I've been calling them for the past week and a half, they indicated to me they took a soil sample last fall before they got using it, which is what they were supposed to do. But they have yet to have it tested.
What?
That is what they
Why would you
told me.
hold on to it for 6 months?
They don't know.
Let a lot-
Where exactly did they take this sample?
that'll
In the
act.
same place where they piled the snow or close to the road?
He did say they went down approximately 18 inches, 2 feet.
Where? But you don't know.
I don't know.
It's soil from
They
that
intend to
general
take
area.
a soil sample after the snow is melted.
Yes. I think that we should do that.
But I think the water test is going to be more telling.
I do.
Because that snow's
It's time
going
to
to,
hyperventilate
most
here.
of that snow is going to run off.
Yep.
There's going to be a residual part underneath that will melt into the soils, but 90% will run off into the water,
Yeah.
the marsh.
Oh, yay, right above Silver Lake?
Well, I'm more concerned about the wells that are all over that. There's two deep wells that supply Pennachuck.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was against it when they put it there.
All right.
Sorry.
Any
So-
more discussion?
I feel
All those in
absolutely,
favor?
no, I'm not done discussing.
Oh.
I feel absolutely horrible that the town now has to incur a $400 bill to find out if
That's myself.
our water's polluted. Who said that was a,
I couldn't convince the planning board at the time to require
I
this
was,
water
I
sample.
was there and I
There was a
complained.
discussion that this would take place, but they put soil sample, which,
Snow
And they
dump
said soil sample.
yeah, which isn't going to give us a real
But
true...
they didn't do any good for the soil sample because they kept it for 6 months. Was it specific in the planning board that they go
Only
and
that
test
they
it?
take a soil sample,
They take it and do nothing with it.
that they have it done before they use it, so
Hammer me right here.
technically, it wasn't done. They took the
it.
soil out, but they didn't do the test.
Because you said
Where
to
did
take
some,
one.
okay, where does the money come from for this?
Right now, from our coffers, unless I convince them to, you
No,
know,
no,
Yeah, I
what
think-
line does the $400 come
It
from?
would probably come from contracted services.
oh, come on, it'll come out of the selectmen's budget, no matter which
Yeah,
line it comes out of.
Probably contracted services.
Yeah, I understand that, Catherine, but I was looking for a little more specific information. If
Help.
there is none, okay, but
It can't come out of the
The whole
health
budget
office's
is the
budget.
selectmen's budget.
It's only $500, her health officer budget.
And this isn't for health.
Right,
It's not a water sample because somebody's, you know, it's not a health issue.
right.
It's an environmental issue.
call the question.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn.
Can we,
Motion to adjourn.
no, don't second it yet, because that's non-debatable. Can we
Better hurry.
please send this information to the planning board that approved? Now, I know you're.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a great
Trust me.
idea.
I'll be at the next meeting.
I've already,
Me too.
I'm gonna follow up on this,
I've
trust
already
me.
copied off the UNH's report that does definitively say, let me go second.
Second, adjourn.
That definitively says that road salt is the #1 pollutant to our marshes and streams.
That's all.